have a few people that are kind of like useless in a battle, or they have a gun and they're not quite sure how that works, so they'll run in and they'll hit somebody with the gun physically, you know. So it doesn't always kind of like work the way it should in a battle and stuff. So yeah, the worst case scenario is getting in like when I had the Inferno Cannon mechs, and I had like my last location, which was mostly crops and hay grass and stuff outside. So when that shit lit up, most of the colony was basically cactus. But like I went back and tried again, sort of thing, and I get a lot of manhunter packs and stuff. So like when I get attacked, I get like big bulk clusters like this, where it's just like a constant thing, or like that. We got a lot there, kind of thing. I kind of expected to get a lot of that again here, but I also haven't put guns and shit on all my people at the moment. I'm still working through like trying to get them past like the tattered apparel and homes and shit. Like we had an infestation in here, and we had the mech battle down here, and that was shit. But like, you know, it was okay. The only problem I had with the mech battle was I had the mech battle at the same time as I had a caravan battle, and I also had 2 caravan battles at the same time, and it's more like that. It's more like diverting my resources and attention instead of one big hit. But now that we're all in one place, we should start getting that again. But because I don't have them all super buffed out, like a lot of people have still got very, very basic weapons and gear and stuff. Like, for instance, Chimpanzee here doesn't have a weapon, but he has a helmet, and the rest of his stuff is just clothes. For instance, it kind of brings down the attack sort of thing, whereas Felix over here, he's got a gun, you know, got the marine armor and stuff, but he doesn't have anything else, kind of thing. Nobody has a full suit of armor, unless I've taken them prisoner, like, he might be in the group now, actually. Hold on. He would have probably removed it. Was Clomster. Clomster might have something. Hold on. If this is in order... No, Clomster's already removed his armor. But I took him because he had shit. Kit, Joshua, they've all got stuff. What's the second last person that we decided to take in? Hold on. That's in alphabetical. That should be... That's reverse alphabetical, and this should be veteran. Veteran was the other one. But yeah, Joshua's like probably the closest one to having armor and a gun. You know? Joshua's okay. I have like a few like duplicate people around the place, so like I mix up Joshua and Johnson all the fucking time. So it also matters as well when I go into a battle and the person that I think that I'm lining up isn't the person that I think that I'm lining up, and they don't have the skills or they don't have the weapon, or somebody's done something and I've had to beat them up and put them in hospital, and then they don't have, you know, their armor or something again. That's also a pain in the ass. Alright, let's link that, because you guys, I see wood and I see chem fuel and I see food on this again. Let's stop that, yeah? And I've just put these in the ground over here. So they should be mining, and what are we getting? We're getting marble again. Fantastic. Felix, mate, what are you doing? You're sowing an area whale. You're going to rest. I might leave that alone. Let me grab blue. I'll get you to, can you not do hauling? Oh, I haven't got them set up to be hauled. That's fine. Blue, mate, can you do... No empty accessible configured spot to store it. Hello. Hold on. I thought we said that stones could go in here as well. Maybe we didn't. Plant stone chunks? I wanted marble chunks in here as a priority. I know that I've got to bring in all the rest. I also need to shorten this a tiny bit. But that's fine. I'll take some stuff out of here and I'll move this one. I don't actually think that that's going to connect down there. Crap. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do with this. Try to put it up to about there. There we go. I don't know why that didn't connect in that spot. Oh, it's already got its own little spot there. I must have had a don't leave in the door. Well, let's see if you guys will take it down to here. Nope. Alright, that's fine. I'm trying to get them to make limestone blocks, like all hell. And I need them to be able to, like, put these somewhere, but I don't have a spot for them yet. And we're moving stuff out of here at the moment. I want to use these, so there's the extra telescope. Let's go get that installed. Okay, let's put that there. I have an extra TV. I've got to put something somewhere. The hell is that noise? Who is making that noise? The fuck is that? I don't know what that is. Are you doing something? Oh, it's putting on clothing. Holy shit, I've never heard that. It sounded like somebody was like dealing with like a power tool or something. I'm like, what is that? I don't want to move the rocks into here yet, and I don't want to move it into here. Let's go get some of these fucking statues out and around the place, because we've already got 4 in there. I do need to put some in here. I've got the couple of TVs. I don't know if my people are using them. I've got that. I do have... Hold on, what size are we doing with this? We're doing large sculptures. Righto. Well, let's go and get a couple more large sculptures in here. When I get really big ones, I'll put them in here if they're nice. But for the moment... Oh, this is a legendary too. Fuck yeah, let's put that in there. This is also a large sculpture. That can go in there. This is gonna give us some space. I mean, this is the point. I want to get as much of my shit out of the place and put up and stuff as possible. Are there any other large statues that I haven't put up yet? That one. Okay. Cool. Well, that will give us 4 new ones in the new hospital. Mel, where are you going? You're going to rest. Cammy is milking a yak. Mate, instead of milking that yak, can I get you to move some stuff for me? I'll grab somebody else that is also not going to rest. You're sewing an area. I'll get you to come and move stuff. That guinea pig should not be in here. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the guinea pigs, but I'm guessing this is another area I haven't, like, fixed up for them. This is your asthma? Yeah, it's your asthma. Or possibly a burn. Now that I've got it set to auto cull on the boomalopes, I do expect people to randomly have burns and shit. Also, at some point, I'm going to go across this whole map and tell them to smooth the whole floor. Anywhere that, like, I don't care. If it's exposed, they're going to smooth the shit out of that place. Alright. So I still have a bunch of small things and TVs, which I want to put... I want to figure out how the fuck to put TVs in here. I guess that gets like 4 beds there. I don't want it for recreational purposes. I want it for hospital entertainment stuff. So not every hospital bed is going to get a TV. I don't know if this helps. This is like excessive in that one spot, but could you imagine that? You're like laying in one direction and you're being like accosted by like a half a dozen TVs. Like, I could put it there and I could get like 3 of them. Put it there like that. And I'll sort out another spot for it. Look, if I can just install them at the minute, I'll find another place to, like, a better way to install them later. That's basically what I'm going for at the moment, is get it the fuck out of the floor of the storage. And then if I find that I want it to look a different way later, I will. If I don't find a place for it, well, then that's where it lives. And if it happens to be a benefit, like, for instance, the TV in the kitchen, if that does something for my people, yay, I guess. The other thing, too, is I can also make more of these TVs, and it looks like I might be 1 short. So I could wait a minute. I'll wait a minute and see what happens. Are you getting entertainment? I guess it matters if somebody sits in front of it and uses it. If I get somebody sit in front of this and use it, let's see. Sky high expectations, underground and indoor, spacious interior, psychic soothe, believably impressive rec room. Please tell me this isn't counting as a rec room. Dining room. Hey, Coldplus. And, Raiders, welcome in. I always feel like I, like, say your name wrong, but fucking welcome in. you guys up to tonight? Yeah, shout out. Yeah, what are you guys doing? Clement Jones coming at you. Oh my god. You're having a grand stream. Yeah, we're doing alright. I'm running a little bit later than usual tonight. Just kind of honestly felt like it. So, yeah. There we go. I wasn't quite sure if I was doing that shout out amongst all that, but yeah, welcome to the colony. I don't think last time you raided me, I was just on like the out, but I was going until 4 tonight, just out of the blue because I felt like it. You're saying it perfectly. Oh, good, because I always like feel like I'm absolutely butchering it. Let me catch you. So it's worth it. Was it? It's fine. Let me catch you, so it's worth it. Yeah, it is nice, like, because I'm running later and stuff, but, like, if you gotta go, like, head off and stuff, but, yeah, anybody that's, like, new and shit, welcome to my colony. This is Asora. I think we started, like, over two and a half years ago, and, this is, like, my 4th location. We're now at, like, 301 colonists. And the number of animals I have been actually culling off tonight, so that number isn't quite accurate. Probably not the best thing to do, Turk, but you don't have medical care, so let's try not to kill Turk. Doesn't matter what happens to Turk, he has no medical care, so he's gonna probably die. So I guess it will round it back down to 300 in a minute. But yeah, Turk's been kind of like bedridden most of this time. He's got muscle parasites. There's nothing much that he can do. He just keeps having, like, berserk until we revoked all of his medical privileges. And I need one of you guys to carry him and then place him in the bed. There you go. I think I can also tend to. There you go. I don't know if you have medical, mate. You do not have medical. Let me grab Shizuka. She was on her way up just a moment ago. Actually, Radma's there. I'll grab Radma. He can do a tend. You go tend to him. That'll keep him alive. Yeah, in my colony, basically, when people go berserk, slaughterer, jailbreaker, all those sort of things, whatever is like the extreme ones, I tend to remove their medical privileges until they have none. So I only have a few people that have no medical privileges, but they have been alive for a really long time. Turk, McJolly and Farrell all currently have muscle parasites, and nobody can tend to them. Although, ironically, I realize now I could probably tend to them manually by doing that. Hold on, there's Franklin. Franklin, mate, have I got a patient for you? Can you tend to them? Shizuka reckons she's coming down for that, but I will find her elsewhere. She's claimed 2 people so far. Shizuka's hurt. But, yeah. What are you guys up to? It's a nice big colony, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, this has been going for quite a while. We're just kind of like getting everybody like situated. I don't quite have everybody's beds yet. We're still building some. And I've still got double beds and stuff. We've just allocated a bunch of double beds for couples and stuff. Previously, I had double beds all over the place and people just like moved and shifted as they pleased. And I just don't have space for that with this many people. So I'm just trying to find like, you know, the couples that I do have and allocating them to be like, hey, do you mind going and like using said room or whatever? I know Vivo's tending to you. I'm just wondering if we can tend to you with that. I think tending at the moment is just feeding them. But Franklin's taken forever. I'll come back to them in a minute. I also save a shit ton because I have several glitches by this point in time. So like, you know, sometimes I have to reload a save and stuff to fix something up. Or like if somebody like leaves or something, like runs wild or whatever, I can't do anything to reclaim them no matter how long I sit with them. So yeah, it's a lot easier to just reload. But I've still got a couple of prisoners at the moment. I've accounted for them in the number this time because they're basically like, some of them are basically like ready to go and they'll recruit like almost immediately. I think Gillian has been the only one that's been like hospitalized. he hasn't really been too willing and stuff, but yeah. Basically, the beds down the bottom are going to look like this. I haven't quite finished like closing in all the air conditioners and the walls, and I haven't done any of the floorings or anything like that. I haven't put in like side tables. I'm making it like nice for them this time. I'm also trying to be a bit more efficient. Like, it's still a visual nightmare to look at, but I am trying to use like a few storage things to make it a little bit easier, like nearby. I'm trying to keep a room to a type of a thing and stuff like that to the best of my ability and stuff. Also, I realized I didn't see these stands down the bottom here. They must have just got built, so I'll link them. But yeah, we very briefly ran out of marble for walls just earlier tonight, so I kind of had to go and put a few of my dig things in the ground and start getting that so that we could then get in the blocks to start making the marble. So yeah, that kind of unintentionally slowed us down, and I keep just making like little storage areas to visually move stuff out where I can see it and work with it and stuff. I also have a quest where they want like 44 components, and I just don't have spare components, but like if I could get it, I would really like to get another psychic emanator. I just don't think I can do it without potentially buying it from somewhere, but I'm not able to buy it, and I still have like so many more solar to build. I still have so many more turrets to build, like, and air conditioners too. There's a lot of air conditioners around the place I'm still building. So I don't think I'll get it done. Like, unless I was to just say don't build them. But I really need the physical walls built at the moment. So yeah. Also I have like the thrombopile, mixed thrombopile and panthers in there. Basically a salt and pepper pile in there. It's great. You ended up doing your tending. I don't know where... There he is, this Franklin. Tending? What kind of tending you doing? You're probably feeding, I'd say. Maybe. We'll see what happens to him. Saving is indeed the smartest option, because oh my fucking god, the amount of shiz that can screw you up big time is horrid. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. Very much so. So welcome in everybody that raided. I know I didn't specifically say hello to everybody, but hello. God, this is a super optimized, like, well-oiled machine made of people. Energy is definitely a priority, but other stuff can be second. Well, the other thing too that I'm pretty deeply concerned about is in the event of like a solar flare happening, you know, I would lose all of my like kitchen supplies and shit, you know. That is a concern. Okay, they've both been tended to. So at the moment, if I go actually over to the side where we can see my resources, like we've got still like 40,000 steel that we've sent over. We've got thousands of wool and stuff. But the thing I'm concerned about is like the meat, because I just culled hundreds of my animals. So I don't want this to just suddenly disappear. I've got like 9,000, 4,000, 5,000, you know, different piles of meat. Plus I've got like the 4,000 capped simple meals, which they're not really touching. But at the same time, they've got up to 2,000 packages of Bible meals, which I need to go check if that's like capped at that. Because I'm only seeing like 2,000 and I know that they're mostly eating it. No, it's capped at 10,000. Okay, so they're just eating too many of that, but that's fine. I also have pemmican in here as well, but they're not really making enough of that. Or kibble, either, you know. So I must perish for now, though. Sadly, because I went on for too much tonight, but glad I was able to catch you for a bit. The great work of the colony. No worries. Thank you for raiding in. And also for getting a chance to see the colony this time, because I know last time I was like on the ending screen and shit. But yeah, by all means, go rest. Go rest and recover and stuff. I've honestly gone like a little bit too far myself with stream, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I did. You got a chance to like raid in and have a look at everything. I am trying to make this place more efficient. So if you're wondering why it's like more coordinated and stuff, that's why. My last couple of colonies, I wasn't so optimized. I didn't really care. I still don't really care too much. Also my voice is like doing stuff, so don't mind that. But yeah, I don't really mind if like stuff's all spread out and stuff, but I did say on this particular map I was going to try to make stuff a little bit more optimized. I was going to try to bring stuff a bit closer together because I wanted them to be able to make armor soon, preferably. And like we haven't got to that before. The best we've done is we made it that everybody had a weapon and most people had a helmet. And that's great, but I would really like to like advance beyond that where everybody has like, you know, actual gear, you know. Plus I also have to fix up everybody's tattered apparel. And like I said, I do have to make it that they have like proper bedrooms and shit. So you got hunting and you got handling, but you got shit handling. And you can do construction. In this colony, you're going to get that shit right up there. You'll be right. But you will need a gun, which I realize will get you a gun. What are you doing, Adam? What are you up to? A long time no see. It has been quite a while. I don't want you to have a minigun. Maybe you can have the normal... Oh, it's bi-coded. Fuck. Okay, I didn't realize that I had bi-coded shit in here. Let us remove bi-coded crap from the shells. I don't know where I'm going to do with this. Let's see. Weapons. I don't want any bi-coded weapons on the shelves. I didn't even know that I had them, but I guess I accidentally picked some up. There's no bi-coded weapons. These shouldn't get put on any other shelves, I hope. I might put them in there with that or near the smelter. One of the two. What are you up to? Weapons. Hold on. Get that out of my face. Weapons are here. There we go. No bi-coded. Hold on. Allow non-bi-coded, not bi-coded. Did I do the right thing? Allow yeah. No bi-coded weapons. That's what I want. And that spot there, I want no bi-coded. And I've got like one other spot to probably do up here. And then what I think I'll do is I'll add in, I had like a spot here, which was, let's say we allow smeltable, allow burnable. I was gonna say like, I'm gonna allow non-bi-coded weapons, but I do just want to put like the bi-coded stuff in here. That should do. That gives us another spot that's just whatever. Allow fresh. This thing, I think we've only got set to corpses if somebody didn't kick it lately. Can we burn weapons? I want you to burn forever. Not bi-coded. I want you to burn anything that's bi-coded. Any quality, I don't care where it is in my base. That'll be fine. I don't care about getting the resources back. That should be available. So, who can I grab that's in the area? No, Chet's busy. Stanley, mate, what are you doing? You're hauling cloth-talked wooden shelf. We don't have any corpses. Do I have stuff that you guys can move around here? I know my Panthers will get in here and they'll get stuff done. This is nice and clean. They've got plenty of chairs. We're missing some seats though. But we've already cleaned out the colony of excess chairs, which is fantastic. Because that means I don't have any additionals that I haven't found. We've got the excess soft chairs. Got a couple of them. I thought about putting like some of the bookcases somewhere else, but I am concerned that wherever the TVs are, they're starting to count them as like a rec room kind of thing. Recreationally fully satisfied, extremely comfortable. I don't know if you're getting access to TV. Cheapest master. Extremely impressive hospital. I mean, that's going pretty well. All in all. And we still have a shit ton of meat. What about wildlife? Got some boars to go hunt. Alright. So the good thing is because the boomalopes are now on like a one-by-one situational kind of cull, I shouldn't have to worry too much about my people getting hurt too much by that. What should essentially happen is they should kind of cull them as needed. And so I should only be encountering like 1 or 2 at a time, you know, as opposed to like the dozen or so, or the 100 or so, that whatever we did earlier. It should be a little less painful for them. I know that's a masterwork. Looks like it's got, oh no, it's the spot underneath that is deconstructing. That's fine. I was gonna say, I'm like, that chair better not get deconstructed, because it's like, it's a masterwork and stuff. Alright, so we've got chairs in here, we've got chairs for the butcher table, we've got, I need extra chairs in here to be made. I should be able to get a handful of masterworks in here, so we're probably missing on either silver or steel, and I know we've got steel, but I haven't checked our silver quantity for a hot minute. Although last I thought we had like at least 1,400 or 14,000. I'm not quite sure. I didn't quite see it properly. What do we got? 16,000. Yeah, it must have been close to the 14,000 when I saw it last. Okay, so we got chairs, we got all this, we got lights to come in. We don't have power in here yet because we haven't connected up the back here. But building power conduits, Luxembourg is having a food bench, that's fine. Star's coming over to work on that. Can't work on that part because of what it is. Amir is coming over for that. They'll be all fine. I'll leave them to do that. Now, you can do building. So none of that's going to be powered. Let's get you... Can't do marble blocks. Hold on. You can do crafting and shit. Hang on a ticket. You come work in here with me. Mule's working on that one. I need to get somebody in here to repair this shit. Hold on. Let me grab Chimpanzee for like half a day. Where'd you go, mate? There he is. Where are you going? You're building power conduit. When you're done with that, I have like a bunch of benches that could just use just the smallest like fucking repair. So hold on. If you could repair this, I know that that just stops somebody from working on it, which is not super great, but they should ideally work on a different bench. There is also a chance I accidentally told him to work on a few of these benches, but this is fine. They all look like they're good. Some of these look like they're shit. Red, can you do repairs? You can't do it. Augury, no. I don't think anybody in here, maybe Young. Nah. Sue can do other stuff. Corpsey can do some construction. You could probably repair that after that's been done. Repair that one. And honestly, Red can hop off that for a second. Red can come back to it. Recreation unfulfilled, that's fine. Okay. So, we should have enough people... There we go. We got enough people doing mining, for sure. What I might do is we're going to pop a zone underneath them. I don't want it to mess with our grow zone. But I want this to expand just a little bit more. And get these little spots too. Okay. And I want this to basically be nothing. Clear everything. Not allowed anything in here. Which should prompt my panthers to come up here. And hopefully take stuff away. That isn't stuck open, no. Okay, so the reason why I want them to do that is I have a spot for them to take marble to. If they take it to the spot that has marble, we should be able to get the blocks made because it's going to store it in here. It should also be able to allow like other shit in here too. I also have a couple more recreational things to put out and around. I just got to find a spot that doesn't currently have one of these sticks in the ground. That's a lot harder than said. There we go. Put that over there. Alright. So, I still have a few statues to go. And I don't quite have a specific spot for them yet. I do kind of want to put a few in here. A few more in here. We're going to have like the big grand ones though. I have 4 in here. We've got 4 in the other one. We've got 4 in this. We've got 4 in that. I could put them in the kitchen. Because I haven't done none of that shit yet. That would probably make this place really snazzy. Let's put another one of these benches in here. This will be for wood once they make it. That probably won't take very long to make. Let's grab another one of these, mirror that down over here. Alright. And I've got 2 more that's basically identical. 2 of these like cream ones. And then I've got to find somewhere else for it. I do also have to find everybody's like jealous bedroom, blah, 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 and find and put statues in there too. But that's a later issue. And some of these like statues are also basically destroyed nearly. That one's not allocated and that one's not allocated. So I have 2 that could go somewhere. They could go in the prison. Yeah, we could put them in the prison. I also haven't put additional chairs around this yet, so let's put that up there. And we'll grab the other one. What is it, that one? I think this is the only one that's not going somewhere. Okay, give me that. If this is my last statue I've got to go and install, put that up there. I do need a couple of extra chairs. I'd prefer these to be like plasteel or whatever, but we've gone for wood, which is not really a big problem as long as they don't set shit on fire. I actually don't know if they'll use those. I don't think that they do, but it does bring up the room and my people can go and play in there if they want to. So not ideal either, but this is fine. We'll get rid of that and we'll get rid of this and we'll make a duplicate of that bed. I actually do have medical beds I need to bring up in here too. So that will give us a couple of extra prisoner spots. This spot on the ground, I do want to move at the moment. I can put that over to the side. I can't put that there. Hold on. Who's in the area? Hey, Deadlift, mate. Can you do deconstruct? Can you come deconstruct that? The only reason why I want to still keep a double bed in here is in the event that I do have a prisoner that requires it. At least then they end up with a double bed, you know. Because occasionally you do get couples and shit in here. Now, I don't know. This should be vented. I also still need to put vents in every single bedroom. That is another thing that I have to go through and do at some point, which will make technically a barracks situation. So we'll have to be careful with when I do that. But nobody's particularly pissed off at the moment. And I've got extra space up there, which, like I said, will be another hospital. Technically, I haven't seen any of those other beds move in here yet. I also kind of don't quite know how I want this like layout, so I'm just gonna put like a shit ton of these